Adventures with Words is brought to you by Audible. Try Audible free for 30 days and download any audiobook for free. For your free trial, go to www.adventureswithwords.com/audible.
Hello and welcome to Adventures with Words, where we normally explore storytelling in all its forms, but this is our first and hopefully annual Christmas quiz. So normally I'm joined with Kate, but for once she's now on the other side of the table as one of our contestants. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
And I've asked you all to bring with you a literary drink and come up with a potentially comedic team name. And what's yours?
My team name is Maid Marian and Her Merry Men. And my literary drink is a martini, which I managed to find an olive to put in as well. That is the drink of Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Very nice. Sitting next to her is Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
What's your comedic team name?
I am Bonfire of the Profanities.
Very good.
Tonight.
And your drink?
Well, it's very boring. It's Spanish red wine, a Tempranillo from Don Quixote.
Which you're reading at the moment, you told me.
Yes, which is why I thought of it, really.
Very good. And finally, next to you is Phil. Hello, Phil.
Hi.
Hello. And what's your team name?
My team name is Crucifixion.
Very good. And your drink?
My drink is Islands in the Stream, which is a novel by Ernest Hemingway. And it's a mix of gin and iced tea, which is drunk a lot in the novel.
Well, we've all had a sample. So
It's very drinkable.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Glad you all like it. It's
Probably get toasted on there.
It's my drink of choice from now on, I think.
If you'd like to play along at home, you can do. There'll be 5 rounds of roughly about 5 questions each. Some of them will be looking back on things that have happened during the year, but most of them have been taken from the rather well-known board game Book Chase, which is available at all good charity shops. I paid 99 pence for mine. So if there is any objections to any of the answers, you need to take it up with them rather than myself. My own literary drink is cider, from, of course, Cider with Rosie, a book that I've never read but came up after a nice quick Google. So, are we all ready?
Ready?
Yep.
Absolutely.
There aren't any buzzers, I'm afraid, so it's fingers on the pencils. The first round we've called Numbers. This year, London hosted the 30th Olympiad, and the Mayans predicted the end of the world on December the 21st. So if you are listening to this podcast, I'm assuming you've made it, since it is Christmas Eve. And in no relation whatsoever to Armageddon, One Direction is now the biggest boy band in the world. I'm not saying anything. So we'll start with numbers. So question 1 is, what unites these 3 novels? McEwan's Saturday, Swift's Last Orders, and Joyce's Ulysses. Is it A, they're all set in Dublin, B, they take place on one day, or C, they are based on ancient myths? You hear scribbling? Right, the next question. In The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, what does 4 yellow cards in a row mean to Christopher? Is it A, a super good day, B, a black day, or C, a good day?
I listened to a very interesting podcast from the National Theatre about that being made into a play recently, actually.
Oh, yes, it was, yeah.
Quite sad that I missed that. Never mind.
All set?
Yes.
Which American author was born on the 4th of July? J.D. Salinger, Ernest Tidyman, or Nathaniel Hawthorne?
Ernest Tidyman.
That was a Book Chase one.
No interesting facts about Ernest Tidyman. That's a brilliant name.
Yeah,
Oh, very
that's a
good.
name.
Yeah.
I like that.
What traits do the following 3 authors have in common? Lewis Carroll, Mark Twain, and H.G. Wells. Are they over 6 feet tall, left-handed, or curly-haired?
I've never met any of them.
No.
So
No.
it's a bit of an odd
Hard
question.
to know.
Just take a punt.
What did Johnny Depp look like in that film?
Johnny Depp.
Which film's that?
Neverland. Finding Neverland.
Mm-hmm.
All set?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
And the last question in this one. Who listed their address inside their books as P.O. Box 9529, Newport Beach, California 92658? Is it Raymond Chandler, Dean Koontz, or Michael Crichton? Someone obviously brave enough to put their address in their books. So that's the end of the first round. On to the second one. This year the text message turns 20 years old, so it's now time to have some lols. That's laugh out loud. Some ruffles as we ask WTF. This looks at strange words, made up sports, and some odd world records. So So we're all set for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Which word is used to describe extremely short works of fiction popular within the science fiction writing community? Is it babble, babbage, or drabble?
Okay.
Babble, babbage, or drabble?
Those are words.
Those are apparently well, one of them is a word. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Who feeling fairly confident then?
If by confident you mean having no idea, then yes.
Brilliant.
Very much.
Good.
You're in good company.
Next question. Who invented a device called the long pen as a substitute for their physical presence at book signings? Was it H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, or Margaret Atwood? The long pen. It's very long, and it's a pen.
Oh dear.
If that's the case, it's not great for avoiding book signings because there's a limit on how
You're just
long
kind of
one
behind a curtain, essentially.
So, next one.
Extend the pen.
Sounds like a rolled doll.
People from Lilliput who support eating eggs from the rounded ends are called big Indians, round Indians, or fat Indians.
Ooh. My special subject.
Are you a fan of round ends, Phil?
Well, you know what they say about round ends.
No.
No, I think.
No.
Please inform us.
Right, question 4. Which of these is not a fictional sport in Huxley's Brave New World? Electromagnetic golf, Riemann surface tennis, or Feynman physics football? I know, Matt, sport is a strong subject of yours.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I hope you get that one right.
I'm all about the balls. Whatever.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I can't spell?
Don't worry about the spellings.
I can spell A, B, and C, so it's okay.
Yeah. Last question. Mikel Santiera holds the world record for what? Is it eating books, balancing books on his head, or typing books backwards? Quite a record to go for.
Why would you?
Why would you do any of those?
Well, why would you do any of them? But why would you type a book backwards? What could that possibly achieve except
Achieves a world record.
the book back to front,
Yeah.
typed up?
Eating
Got to
books as
mention
well.
in this Christmas quiz.
It has. Yeah.
That's true. We're
That
extending
was
his fame.
probably what he was aiming for, if that wasn't
Yeah,
what he was famous for.
Right, so should we go through after those 2 rounds? So if we go back to round 1 numbers, what unites these 3 novels? McEwan's Saturday, Swift's Last Orders, and Joyce's Ulysses. Kate, what did you go for?
I said they happened on one day.
Matt?
Yeah, I said that. It took
Yeah.
place on one day.
B, one day.
That is the correct answer.
Ah, get in.
I'll
Give me
be
an easy one. Yeah.
That's probably the only one I've got right in that round, so at least
Good
I've
to
got
know.
one.
Saturday was a bit of a giveaway there.
Well,
In A Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, what does 4 yellow cars in a row mean to Christopher? A super good day, a black day, or just a good day? Phil?
I wonder what the statistical likelihood of 4 yellow cars is.
Yeah.
But I went for super good day.
Matt?
Again, I went for super good day.
I went for super good.
It's a black day.
Oh dear.
It has been a while since I read it.
Which American author was born on the 4th of July? Was it Salinger, Ernest Tidyman, or Nathaniel Hawthorne? Matt?
I put Hawthorne.
Kate?
Salinger?
Phil?
I went for Hawthorne.
It was Hawthorne.
Oh,
Yeah.
cats.
I wish it was Tiny Man.
I do, yeah, I know. I want to know who he is. What on earth did he write?
No idea. What trait do the following 3 authors have in common? Lewis Carroll, Mark Twain, and H.G. Wells. Are they all 6 feet tall, over 6 feet tall, left-handed, or curly-haired? Kate?
I said they were lefties.
I went for the curly hair.
Curly-haired.
I went for lefties.
They're all lefties.
Woohoo!
Steaming ahead.
They may have had curly hair somewhere about their person.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, this is true.
This was my theory.
Very good.
Like on the back of their hands, for example.
Potentially.
Yes, potentially, yes. Who listed their address inside their books as PO Box 9529, etc., etc.? Was it Raymond Chandler, Dean Koontz, or Michael Crichton? Phil?
I went for Raymond Chandler because I couldn't remember what any of the other ones were.
Very good. Matt?
I went for Raymond Chandler because I had no idea.
2 for Raymond Chandler, and
Oh,
Kate?
I went for Dean Koontz, but now I'm thinking I should have gone for Raymond Chandler.
It was Dean Koontz.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, get in.
6.
That
I'm genuinely quite shocked that I managed to get any right apart from that first one. Though, yeah, just proves the value of guesswork.
A lot of uneducated guessing went on there.
Yeah.
So after round 1, we've got joint leaders with Kate and Phil with 3. So let's go on to round 2. And this is, which word is used to describe extremely short works of fiction popular within the science fiction writing community? Is it babble, babbage, or drabble? Phil?
Drabble.
Drabble, right?
I went for Babbage.
Babbage and
I
Kate?
went for Babbage as well because of the computer connection.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking, how are they spelling Babel? Are they spelling it B-A-B-E-L as in Babel, as in Babel Fish from Hitchhiker's Guide?
B-A-B-B-L-E.
Oh, right, okay.
Well, the actual answer is drabble.
Ah.
Yeah. Who invented the long pen? H.G. Wells, Arthur C. Clarke, or Atwood? Matt?
I've gone for Margaret Atwood. Yeah.
Kate?
Arthur C. Clarke.
And Phil?
Arthur C. Clarke.
It is Margaret Atwood.
Ah.
She needs a long pen.
See, my reasoning was, as a feminist, she wouldn't be in favour of inventing long pens, probably
Right.
thinking there are enough of them in the world as it is, but
Fair enough.
that's...
People from Lilliput who support eating eggs from the rounded ends are called big Indians, round Indians, or fat Indians. Phil?
I went for round Indians.
Round Indians. Matt?
I went for Round Indians as well.
And Kate?
I said big Indians.
Yeah, they are big
I
Indians.
just thought
Yeah.
it sounded funnier.
Yeah,
So
you went
that
for the
was-
comedy answer and
yeah.
it worked out.
that was my entire logic behind that.
Right, question 4 is, which of these is not a fictional sport in Huxley's Brave New World? Electromagnetic golf, Riemann surface tennis, or Fanian physics football? Kate?
I went for the football one, but I can't
Right.
remember what the first word was.
Phil?
Likewise.
Football?
Also football.
You're all correct too.
Yes.
It was the Fanian physics football.
It's kind of making me think I need to go back and read that again. That sounds
Yeah.
bizarre.
And the last question, this one was Mikel Santelia holds the world record for what? Eating books, balancing books on his head, or typing books backwards? Matt?
I've gone for Balancing Books
Balancing
on
books.
his head.
Kate?
Yeah, balancing books on his head.
Phil?
Balancing books, because the other two are completely illogical.
It's actually typing books backwards.
What?
At the time this question was set, he has written over 56 books backwards, or 3,004,767 words.
What was his name?
Mikel Santelia.
Go and punch him
Miguel
in the face.
Santelia, you're a loser, and we
Yep.
don't like you.
But he is in the Guinness World Record.
Yes, which is true, which I'm not.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Am I?
Secret Santa.
Secret Santa.
Oh, yeah, Reddit's
yes.
Secret Santa last year,
all
yes.
3 of us at least.
Oh.
3 of us, yes. We were all in the Guinness World. I haven't got my certificate.
No, they never emailed me about mine, but
No.
never mind.
So at the end of the previous round, it was Kate and Phil in the lead. What's your score at the moment, Kate?
I'm now on 5 out of 10.
Phil?
5 out of 10.
Matt?
I'm still trailing behind with 4.
Still trailing.
Yeah.
Right.
There's everything to play for,
Everything
though.
to play for. So this next round is one that we caught everyone's eye, as I affectionately called it, Sexy Times.
I noticed that your sexy times are shorter than
It's slightly shorter
Yeah.
Sexy Times.
Yeah.
This one is, rather predictably, all about 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh.
That one spiced up the charts this year. Anyone here read 50 Shades?
sexy
that I'm
50
going to.
Sexy 50 Shades?
Sexy Shades of Grey.
You've got it on your Kindle, Kate.
I have got it on my Kindle. I've read the first 2 chapters so far, and at the point at which I've got to, she's gone and interviewed a man and made a complete idiot of herself, and then she's gone to work in somewhere that I think is basically American Wickes, and he's come in and bought some things, apparently for doing his house up. So it hasn't really been particularly sexy times thus far. Yeah,
Are you sure it's the right book?
I'm pretty sure it is.
DIY, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing it yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's an he buys cable ties, so perhaps that means he's going to tie some cables up. I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
but in a sexy way.
I did open a copy when I was in a bookshop. Purely out of curiosity, I opened it for a random page, saw the first line, it caught my eye, he honked her boob, and thought, this isn't for me, put it down and walked away. I I'm assuming that's what they meant.
To be fair, you
Which
don't
is
need to
not-
buy a book to read about people doing that.
No.
You just go out into a pub in town,
To see
and that's probably going to happen somewhere.
Absolutely,
Bit of
yeah.
poo honking.
Yeah.
Just carry on, I'm sure.
Good grief.
Or just get free, smarty porn off the internet. They'll probably be better written anyway.
We might edit
And
that out.
yeah, that's
Fan fiction.
You can find porn on the internet, children. Okay.
So moving swiftly on from that, we've got an extract first of all to be read to you by our celebrity guest. It is actually Siri. So if you want to listen to this,
He's here in the room, everyone.
He's naked except for those soft ripped jeans. Top button casually undone. Jeez, he looks so freaking hot. My subconscious is frantically fanning herself, and my inner goddess is swaying and driving to some primal carnal rhythm.
So that gives you a rough idea of the quality of the writing.
Thanks,
But
Siri.
your first question is, how many times does Anna refer to her inner goddess in 50 Shades of Grey? Now, I'm not going to give you any options for this. So whoever gets the closest
Which goddess
gets the point.
is her inner goddess?
Kate should know the answer to this one.
SETI.
Seti, okay.
Yeah.
Good goddess.
Yeah, how many times in 50 Shades of Grey does Anna refer to her inner goddess?
See, the best reading of this that I ever heard was the guy who does the voice of the parrot from Aladdin reading it out. That was just extraordinary.
Iago.
Yeah. That was immense. It was just absolutely fantastic. I think everyone should listen to it.
everyone, really.
Oh, yeah.
What about those of a nervous disposition?
Especially them.
I can't help but imagine a parrot reading soft porn. It's a bit odd.
It was, well, the character he is in Aladdin, he's quite rude anyway, isn't he? So it kind of worked. In a strange sort of, not in a sexy way, I mean, just in a funny way.
I must prefer Iago from William Shakespeare's Othello, I think.
Would you? Well, depends on who's playing him,
This is true.
obviously.
Kenneth Branagh.
Would you want to listen to Kenneth Branagh reading 50 Shades
I
of
would
Grey?
listen to Kenneth Branagh reading anything in the world.
Wow.
Especially if he's in his Wallander jumper.
I
Big
don't
fan.
mind. He could be in nothing. For all I care.
Oh God, this has gone awfully wrong all three parts, hasn't it?
Shall we move on?
Please.
E.L. James' trilogy broke records around the world, but which best-selling hit is this extract from?
A girl who is warm and humane during the day. A classy girl who know how to enjoy the freedom of a cup of coffee. A girl whose heart gets hotter when night comes. A girl with that kind of twist. I'm a guy who is as warm as you during the day. A guy who one-shots his coffee before it even cools down. A guy whose heart bursts when night comes. That kind of guy.
A lot of puzzled looks there.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question? I don't know what I'm trying to...
Which best-selling hit is this an extract from?
By hit, do you mean novel?
Do you mean sexy hit?
Not necessarily a novel, no.
Right, okay. Right.
Good.
We all got an answer?
No.
Just take a while, I guess. If not. And then the last question of the round is about to read you an extract, or someone's going to read you an extract from Infrared by Nancy Hurston. But it had the honour of winning which award this year?
In a delirium of restrained desire, I weigh, stroke and lick Kamal's balls, then take his penis in my hands, between my breasts, into my mouth. He sits up, reaches for me and I allow him to explore me in turn. He runs his tongue and lips over my breasts, the back of my neck, my toes, my stomach, the countless treasures between my legs. Oh, the sheer ecstasy of lips and tongues on genitals, either simultaneously or in alternation. Never will I tire of that silvery fluidity. My sex swimming in joy like a fish in water. Myself freed of both self and other. The quivering sensation. The carnal pink palpitation that detaches you from all color and all flesh. Making you see only stars, constellations, Milky Ways. Propelling you bodiless and soulless into undulating space where the undulating skies make your non-body undulate.
That was something. I think you'll agree. We all got an answer for that one.
My answer
Forgot
is...
what the question was.
Which award did Infrared by Nancy Houston win?
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
I think I didn't bring a strong enough literary drink.
Do you know what? I think mine is actually strong enough, given that it's just straight alcohol, basically.
Well, that's
That I've
probably...
pitched it about right there. Good grief.
Well,
If we do this again, it's going to be medical alcohol and Ribena.
Shots.
Yeah.
Shot for every question.
Vodka
Our fourth round Whitney Houston, Tony Scott and Neil Armstrong all passed away this year, while one dead celebrity fixed it for himself to ensure that he dominated the newspapers for months. So in this round we ask who? Question 1. Who said, "My success was not planned, but it could only happen in America"? Was it John Grisham, Michael Crichton or Tom Clancy? Question 2. Which fictional detective lives in the village of Mary St. Mead? Lord Peter Wimsey, Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple? Third question. Which spy thriller writer created a cookery book called Uwe le Garlic? Was it Len Dayton, John le Carre or Ian Fleming? You're looking rather puzzled, Kate.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's my thinking face.
All right. And the last question. Oh no, fourth question. Who described Russia as a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma? Is it John le Carre, Winston Churchill or Harold Wilson? And lastly, who said, "I don't care what's written about me so long as it isn't true"? Is it Truman Capote, Dorothy Parker or Mark Twain? So let's go through some answers. Back to some sexy times.
Hooray! Finally.
How many times does Anna refer to her inner goddess in 50 Shades of Grey? So this is whoever closest gets the point. Phil.
50.
Matt.
I've got 187.
187, right. And Kate.
See, I thought I'd gone big, but I've only gone for 85.
Well, originally I put down 87, then thought I just had a 1 in front of that, just in case.
Because that's a lot.
Well, the answer is 58.
Hey,
Point
well
to
done.
Phil.
Well done.
She bites her lip 35 times, characters purse their lips 15 times, and rather worryingly, there are 7 references to Christian's long index finger.
Wow. How many numbers?
Oh, well, we're going back to Margaret Atwood's long pen.
Certainly are. So, second question, I asked you which best-selling hit is the extract from. Anyone got any guesses?
I went for everyone should wear sunscreen because that's what this.
Oh, by Baz Luhrmann.
That's right. Yeah.
Matt?
I wildly stabbed in the dark and got Secret Diary of a Cool Girl.
Yeah.
At first I actually wrote down literally no idea, and then I thought about it, and you said about something to do with being as warm as you during the day, and that made me think of vampires, so I put True Blood.
I'm afraid none of you are correct. Perhaps I was a little bit naughty, but this is actually the English translation of a rather well-known hit.
Oppo is Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppo is Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppo is Gangnam Style. A sexy lady. Oppo is Gangnam Style. A sexy lady. Oh 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 oh.
Yeah, it's a girl who is warm and humane during the day, a classy girl who knows how to enjoy the freedom of a cup of coffee, whatever that means, a girl whose heart gets hotter when night comes, and a girl with that kind of twist. I'm a guy who is as warm as you during the day, a guy who one-shots his coffee before it even cools down, and a
Whoa,
guy
he's a
whose heart
crazy
bursts
fella.
when night comes, that kind of guy. He's basically saying what she's saying to get that, yeah.
Right.
Nice.
And then there's a bit about opera is Gangnam Style, and there's a sexy lady.
Whoa, sexy
Yeah.
lady, I think I'll find.
Yes.
So we had a very nice extract from Infrared by Nancy Hurston, but it had the honour
That
of winning
was
which award?
extraordinary.
Phil?
I went for the Bad Sex in Fiction award.
I also went for the bad sex.
Okay.
It's got to be the bad sex
Amazingly,
award.
you were all correct.
That really was something else.
Yes, it was.
To use the word undulating 3 times in the same sentence.
I've read one novel which won the Bad Sex in Fiction award.
Oh, what was that?
It wasn't Titchmarsh. It was The Kindly Ones by Jonathan Little, which is sort of this huge book about the Second World War. And at one point, he actually describes the main character having sex with a tree.
A tree.
A tree.
Was he giving or receiving?
He was receiving sex from a tree.
That seems unlikely.
He sort of
but,
whittled the tree.
Are we in a kind of a Lord of the Rings scenario?
No,
Evil
the tree.
Dead.
It was sort of. Well, I don't know how to describe it. It was a really good book, but the sex was.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it involved
I recommend
trees.
it. Children. Have a read.
Fourth round, I was asking you who. Who said my success was not planned, but it could only happen in America? John Grisham, Michael Crichton, or Tom Clancy? Kate.
I said Tom Clancy.
Matt
The Grisham.
and Phil.
Grisham.
It was Grisham. Which fictional detective lives in the village of Mary Mead?
Chocolate.
Metropolis, yeah. Lord Peter Wimsey, Hercule Poirot, or Miss Marple?
Sorry. Sorry.
Just step all over me, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
It's the martini talking.
Matt,
I went for Miss Marple.
Kate,
Miss Marple.
and Phil.
Marple.
It was Miss Marple.
See, I nearly chose creme de menthe as my literary drink because that's what Hercule Poirot drinks, and I've got a bottle of Jet Van Zet that I bought in France because it seemed very nice at the time, and then it turns out it's not actually very nice.
No.
I was quite drunk at the time.
So, which spy thriller writer created a cookery book called Uwe Le Garlic? Len Dayton, John Le Carre, or Ian Fleming? Phil.
I went for John Le Carre.
Matt. We've lost Kate. So, Matt.
I went for Len Dayton.
I think I might know why.
Len Dayton.
It
I
was
think.
Len Dayton.
And also Don's My Martini. I went for a marinated olive, and it seems to have now marinated my martini
Right.
somewhat. Never mind.
I think Len Dayton's written his Action Cooking for Men or something else. I seem to vaguely remember.
I have no idea. I just didn't believe for a moment that John Le Carre would have been cooked.
Or Ian Fleming.
Or even Fleming.
Oh, come on.
Who described Russia as a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma? Was it Le Carre again, Winston Churchill, or Harold Wilson? Harold Wilson? Okay.
I should know this, but I don't, and I put Le Carre.
Phil?
I went for Wilson.
And Matt?
I went for Le Carre as well.
It was Winston Churchill.
Yeah, I thought it was, and then so annoying.
And last question of the round. Who said, I don't care what's written about me so long as it is true? Is it Truman Capote, Dorothy Parker, or Mark Twain? Phil?
I went for Capote A.
Capote, eh? Matt?
I went for Mark Twain.
And Kate?
I said Parker.
It was Parker.
Hey! Come
Yeah.
on.
So let's go for the scores at the end of that round. Kate?
Oh, I'm still adding up, I'm afraid.
Starting out. Anyone else? Phil?
I got. Well, I'm on 9 in total.
9 total. Matt?
I am on considerably less. I'm on 8 in total.
8. And Kate?
9 in total.
Right.
I can't separate us.
Could be heading towards a tiebreaker.
Do we have a
There
tiebreaker?
is a tiebreaker. I was prepared.
Good.
So the last round, a bit like Sexy Times, we're calling it Bondage.
You got ties and breakers.
Ties and Breakers, yes. Daniel Craig kept the British end up in the 23rd Bond film Skyfall, and this explores some of Bond's heritage. So, the first question is, Sean Connery played 007 7 times, but in how many of the films was he wearing a toupee?
That's entirely his own business, surely.
So
Well,
once again,
is this as in
whoever gets closest-
how many do we know he was wearing
I'm
a
asking
toupee?
you how many times did he wear a toupee as Bond? And he was Bond in total 7 times. Whoever gets closest gets the score. Point, whatever we're calling it. Okay?
Yep.
Next question. In Skyfall, Daniel Craig shares the screen with a number of lovely ladies, including our very own Dame Judi Dench. But which Bond shared the screen with a Bond girl who used to be a man? And for a bonus point, can you tell me the film?
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can tell which ones I've made up. So I'm looking for which Bond, and then as a bonus point, which film.
Bond is not my strong suit.
And lastly, Daniel Craig has starred as James Bond 3 times, but over the 3 films, how many times does Austin Powers say, yeah, baby? Closest one gets the point.
Well, that's okay.
You got an answer?
Yes.
Right, so we start with Sean Connery wearing a wig. Phil, how many times do you think he wore a wig?
I have faith in Sean Connery. I went for 1.
Once. Matt?
I don't have faith in Sean Connery. I've gone for 5.
5. And Kate?
I said 1.
He's actually worn a toupee in all 7
Wow.
Bond.
Whoa!
Nice.
He began losing his hair at the age of 17, and by 21 he had a receding hairline. By 27, he was getting bald on top. He actually had 2 separate toupees. One was a dry toupee and the other one was a wet toupee. And he also had a brown and a black one.
I don't know what a wet toupee is.
But when he was
glad
It's your
underwater
swimming
or
scene
swimming-
toupee.
Oh.
It's the wet look.
So,
Wet look gel.
who had the closest score there?
So that was Matt.
Absolutely.
In Sky, so we're talking about Which Bond shared it with a Bond/girl/man? Which Bonds did you go for, Kate?
I said Roger Moore.
Roger Moore, right, Matt?
I've gone for Timothy Dalton.
Dalton. Bill?
I had Dalton and then I went for Brosnan.
It was Roger Moore. So, Jimmy, you guessed Roger Moore. Which film?
I don't know. I just assumed it would be Rog because he's just
Right.
the most ridiculous Bond. I've got no idea which film it would be.
Don't you guess now?
I don't know the names.
Moonraker.
I don't know.
Wasn't,
I don't know.
no. Caroline Cossey was born Barry Cossey in 1954 and underwent a sex change in 1974. She was cast as Girl at Pool and shared the screen with Roger Moore in For Your Eyes Only. So, Kate,
Appropriately
you get the point
named.
there.
Cool, Brian.
Yeah. And finally,
Rog.
how many times does Austin Powers say "Yeah, baby" in his 3 films? Bill,
29.
Matt,
101.
and Kate.
I said 30.
It's 91 times.
Right, yeah.
hell.
There you go.
So, should we have your final scores?
I think this is a 3-way tie.
That's it. Right. Well, Matt, you were last at that point. So, what's your score?
I'm on 10.
10. Kate
I'm also on 10, thanks to Rog.
and Phil.
9.
Oh.
That was a bad round.
So it is a tiebreak between Matt and Kate.
Yes.
Just about a tiebreaker question. Right. On October the 4th this year, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Facebook now had 1 billion members. Not saying anything about him there. But how many members did they have on April 24th this year? So October 4th, they had 1 billion. How many did they have on April 24th? Matt?
998 million.
198. And Kate?
999 million.
So you went for 999 and you went for 998. Matt wins because they actually had 900
Yes.
million.
There you go.
There we go. How does it feel, Matt, to win the first quiz?
Wow, it's an honour.
Yeah.
I won't deny that. That's all I've got, really.
So you get to defend your title next year.
Oh, marvellous. Absolutely.
No
What
bonus points.
exactly do I win for this?
What you win? Just the honour.
Oh, right.
You can put that on your business cards.
Thanks. I will. I absolutely
Yeah.
will. And possibly my Facebook status as well.
So on your first podcast appearance, you're a winner.
Marvellous.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
So, okay, unfortunately, you didn't win first quiz.
No.
But which book or film or TV show have you particularly enjoyed this year?
Well, obviously, I was really looking forward to The Hobbit, and I was pleased that it wasn't sort of a dreadful mess or whatever. I mean, I know it wasn't perfect, but it was really good. I really enjoyed it. In terms of other films, I think probably I really liked The Avengers, actually. I thought that was just such a good, fun film. It was really enjoyable. Just sort of lots of laughs all the way through, and sort of good, sort of Joss Whedon stuff. In terms of books, probably The Snow Child, actually. Out of all the things I've read, really stood out to me, really interesting and magical and unusual. So, I'd probably recommend The Snow Child.
Phil, you also didn't win, unfortunately, but what's been your highlight of the year?
Well, apart from this, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Well, that's a difficult one. I haven't seen The Hobbit yet, but I'm very much looking forward to seeing it. And actually, yes, the Fresh Meat, the TV show.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy, which is just really very funny. Brilliantly funny TV show. Great characters throughout. Hell of a cast. Really funny. I can't recommend it enough.
And then Matt, our winner?
Winning does feel good. Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to
Rounds
think,
up a good year. Really.
Things
yeah.
that have happened this year I've enjoyed. I really liked Dark Knight Rises. Thought it was a brilliant way to round off that trilogy. I haven't read any books that have come out this year, though I have read a lot of Peter Ackroyd. So there you go. His book on Venice particularly was exceptional. And on TV, then there was a new series of The Big Bang Theory, and I'm proud to say I missed the entire thing. I didn't see a single episode, which is a win. Yeah, I did see the final series of The Thick of It, and I also saw Veep, and they were very good though.
Yeah, we've still got the last couple of episodes to watch. I think we've got as far as the big sort of press conference
The Inquiry.
episode.
The Inquiry,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says, even if it has got more ridiculous as the series have got on. I still think it's
still very, very good writing.
Yeah.
All the way through.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Well, thank you very much to Phil and to Matt for coming along and being our special guests for this. I was going to say a festive quiz, but the quiz itself hasn't been festive. But for our festive interlude to our normal programming, we're returning to a regular sort of episode next week with our more in-depth roundup and review of 2012 in books and films and TV programs and so on. If you want to get in touch with us to share your best bits of 2012, then you can do that in the normal way. We're on Twitter at Word Adventures. You can like our page on Facebook and comment there. You can email us, contact@adventureswithwords.com. We've also got our website, and there's our book group on Goodreads.
Right, I've been Rob.
I've been Kate.
And thanks for listening.
Do we not get to be Rob and Kate as well?
Yeah. I've been Rob.
I've been Kate.
Thank you very much for listening.
Adventures with Words is brought to you by Audible. Try Audible free for 30 days and download any audiobook for free. For your free trial, go to www.adventureswithwords.com/audible.
My inner goddess has stopped dancing and is staring too, open-mouthed and drooling slightly. Keep still, he orders, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me.